Who was on crack?
I find it very hard to believe this was the list ESPN expected people to take seriously. Sorry, ESPN, but April 1st was 5 months ago, so therefore there's no humor to be found in this. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, ESPN.com has ranked their top 100 players in the NBA for the past 7 seasons. Now, while I have seen lists with far worse rankings, there were far too many mind-baffling choices that I couldn't let ESPN get away with. I mean, it's quite clear it's just a ploy for attention. They either rank somebody too high or too low, and then they come out and justify it with some god-awful excuses. Now, if I had to pick somewhere to start, though, it would have to probably be a ranking, or lack thereof, at the expense of one of my favorite players, and that was the exclusion of Dwayne Wade in the top 100. Now yes, Dwayne Wade isn't the player he once was. His efficiency is way down from his heyday, his defense has slipped, and he's nothing more than a high-volume scorer these days. But that being said, are you trying to tell me you still can't find room for him in the top 100 in 2017? And I was just looking at some of the players that made the cut, and I was just scratching my head to the point where I started bleeding. I mean, Nikola Mirotic, Cody Zeller, Patrick freaking Patterson. Now don't get me wrong, they're all pretty solid role players in their own rights, but you're honestly telling me in 2017 you'd rather them over Wade? It's like so many people quickly forget the flashes of greatness Wade still showcases from time to time. Bear in mind that Wade was an integral part of getting the Bulls up 2-0 on the Celtics, and had it not been for Rondo's hand injury, we'd probably be talking about the Bulls upsetting the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. While Wade's All-Star days are probably over, if you think Patrick Patterson is better than Wade, well, take it away, Stephen A.
Something is wrong with you!
But the foolishness, unfortunately, doesn't stop there. Avery Bradley averaged 16 points and 6 rebounds while shooting 46% from the field and 39% from three-point range, making him one of the best two-way players the league has to offer today. Yet he only clocked in at number 61, trailing the likes of one-dimensional players such as Harrison Barnes, Malcolm Brogdon, who only won the Rookie of the Year campaign because the other candidate was injured, and Danilo Gallinari, who's only played over 70 games twice in his career. The Celtics needed to shed Avery Bradley's contract in order to make room for him to sign Gordon Hayward, and I think he's going to show out in a contract year. Playing without Isaiah Thomas will lead Avery to showcase more of his skill on the offensive end, and I don't think him averaging 20 points a game this season is out of the question. A player with Avery Bradley's impact is top 45 at the very least. Kyle Lowry and Mike Conley got the nod over Kyrie Irving for some reason. Now, Kyle Lowry is the heart and soul of the Raptors, and Conley is arguably the most underrated superstar in the league, though it is ironic considering he's getting paid $30 million a year. But ask yourself this, are you taking either of them over Kyrie Irving in a series against the Warriors? Kyrie has shown that whatever the Dubs have thrown at him does not work, because his unique shot making and ball handling makes him a special force to be reckoned with. He also has a much higher ceiling. Lowry is 31 years old and Conley turns 30 next month. Kyrie Irving just turned 25 this past season. For the sake of perspective, the Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon, turns 25 in December. Now yes, both Conley and Lowry are superior defenders, but these days offense goes for a lot, and better offense defeats a great defense any day of the week. Sorry, but if I want to go to war with someone in the playoffs, you give me Uncle Drew. Now, there are less serious offenses on this list that I won't delve too much into. Devin Booker should be higher than the top 60. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist over former All-Star Jeff Teague and prolific rebounder Tristan Thompson? Yeah, right. Give me a freaking break. Rudy Gobert over John Wall? Not in a million ice ages. Draymond Green in the top 10? If he didn't have 2 former MVP winners, a guy that dropped 60 3/4, and a Finals MVP as his 6th man, and was the best player on another team, would he be top 10? I don't think so. If you're telling me Draymond Green is top 10, then you're essentially telling me that he is either capable of leading a team to the playoffs as your best player, or he is a player that is worth building around. Now, while he is the Defensive Player of the Year and makes the Warriors who they are, Draymond has not ascended into that category. Now, you can certainly say he's top 15, and his impact on the Warriors is certainly top 10 caliber, but not top 10 on his own. But let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we?
Huh? Excuse me?
Now, the only logical explanation I have for ESPN ranking the number 2 pick in the draft, who has yet to even play a preseason game on the pro level, over a man that has been to every All-Star game since 2007, is that LeVar Ball somehow snuck into the database and hacked the rankings. But assuming this wasn't his doing, on what universe is Lonzo Ball better than Carmelo Anthony in 2017? Lonzo already had enough added pressure onto him with his eccentric father, with unrealistic statements such as Lonzo being better than Steph Curry, and the unrealistic expectation that he would lead the Lakers into the playoffs in his first year in a stacked Western Conference no less. While Lonzo certainly did impress during the Summer League, he has no business being ranked over Carmelo Anthony. Now, the irony, of course, is the NBA's description in that it's too dangerous to put too much stock into a handful of off-season games. But that's clearly what they just did. Okay, you had enough sample size from the Summer League to determine that Lonzo is better than Melo? While he is a far cry from the player he once was, he is not taking a backseat to any number 2 pick, and I believe he made that abundantly clear. However, what makes this list the steaming pits is that in spite of all of the foolishness displayed on this list, there was still one particular straw that broke the camel's back.
You what?
According to ESPN, if the Cavs called up the Raptors and offered them Jay Crowder for DeMar DeRozan straight up, the Raptors would have to say yes, right? I mean, I thought Chris Middleton being placed over DeMar DeRozan was atrocious in its own right. Then I saw Miles Turner and my blood pressure began to rise dramatically. But then I saw Jay Crowder and his dreadlocks at 38, and Lord help me, I needed to give myself a drug test. Now, in some parallel universe not known to us, Jay Crowder may be a better basketball player than DeMar DeRozan. But as far as I'm concerned, on the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy, DeMar DeRozan is superior. Now yes, Kyle Lowry, at least statistically, has proven himself to be more valuable than DeRozan in terms of plus-minus, and DeMar DeRozan's defense certainly leaves a lot to be desired. But Jay Crowder's defense, while it is better, does not make him a better player than DeMar DeRozan. Is the Eastern Conference in such a pitiful state where an all-star starter is looking up to Jay Crowder? You know, I can't go on, guys. I'm getting hypertensive. Just watch my list of my top 10 players and just be done with it. I'm out. Stop the video now.
Big bag, real big bag. Why you mad with your itty bitty bag? Black man getting money like my